What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video on the John Landro YouTube channel. I ain't finna lie to you. This video is low-key a filler episode because I don't really got anything to film this week. I got a race tomorrow at Woody Greeno. Shout out me. It's going to be an AK. First AK of the season. I'm hyped. I'm feeling good. I'm so excited to just rip a long race, you know. It was 6K was, it was a little bit of a warm-up. Too close to a low distance, you know. I'm trying to get something long in me. Pause. But yeah, this just could be a filler video. I'm basically going to be talking just a little bit about my reactions to the World Athletics Championships. Let's get it. So your boy is currently walking back from practice. You know, I get a little bit of extra fitness every day by walking to and from school. It's about a mile. Nothing terrible. I actually really enjoy it. Unless I just had a hard workout, then it kind of sucks. But I digress. Can we talk about what Yomif Kejelcha just did? And Jimmy Gressier, of course. You know, those are two of my all-time favorite athletes. They are good for the sport. Yomif coming in, got his silver medal. He's a two-time silver medalist in the 10K at the World Champs. I wish he would have got it in the Olympics, but, you know, he didn't have the best race at the Olympics. The Ethiopian Federation kind of sacrificed him. He was basically the sacrificial lamb in that race, but this race, it was hot, it was slow, and Yomif showed that he can close. Y'all be doubting him. Come on, just because he tries to run the world record every week doesn't mean he can't close. But also, shout out to my croissant-eating brethren, Frenchman, Jimmy Gressier, putting Kiprun on the map. That was just insane. I'll put up my reaction right here. I have my full reaction to basically like every race that I watch on my TikTok because, you know, it's basically just easy content and it's just going so viral. And I'm basically just clip farming at this point. Rage baiting, just saying how it is, my favorite runners and all that. But yeah, I used to pray for days like these. All of y'all been hating on me for so long, saying Yomif not that, Yomif not that. Yomif is the GOAT. And we will soon see, as Yomif has stated, that he is going to the marathon. I'm so hyped to see him do that. He's going for gold next Olympics in the marathon. I'm calling it right now. All right, guys, we're inside now. We're in the duplex. I'm chilling. I'm mixing myself up a little electrolyte drink because, you know, we just had practice. I was sweating. I got to get rehydrated for the meet tomorrow. As you know, I make a concoction every now and then. Every day, I mix it up. The base is Gatorade. Comment down below what you think the rest of the recipe is. I might unvault the recipe. I might have to keep it a family secret forever. We'll see. If this video gets enough likes and enough views, I will let y'all know the recipe. But for now, it has to stay hidden. Now, can we talk about how the greatest upset, honestly, maybe in the last decade, happened at this World Championships? Folks, I am talking not about Noah Lyles losing the 100. Everyone knew that would happen. I am talking about how Soufiane El Bakkali was dethroned. Bro has not lost since pre-COVID at a World Global Championship. And not only did he lose, he didn't lose to someone that you would think he would lose to, maybe like Lemaitre Girma. No, he lost to Coffee Club podcast host, the GOAT himself, New Zealander, Jordy Beamish, NAU legend. Now people, they like to discount George Beamish because he's not very consistent. He gets hurt sometimes because, you know, OAC, they train pretty hard. Their guys get injured every now and then. But when he is healthy, he has been on the last couple years. Indoor in 2024. He beat Cole Hawker, who went on to win Olympic gold. He beat him in his own event. What does he do? Next year he comes 2025, and he shows the world who's boss in his third year of steepling. He is able to come home with the gold. He didn't just snag a medal. He took out a giant. He took out Soufiane El Bakkali. Lemaitre Girma couldn't do that. And that's a 752 guy. The race played perfectly into his hand. We all know that George Beamish has an insane close. We've seen it in the NCAA. We've seen it in world stages. We've seen it in the Penn relays, y'all. And let me tell you, I went absolutely insane. You can see the video on TikTok. It got quite a few likes. I was pretty stoked to see that video do well. And I was even more stoked to see George Beamish pull off a crazy upset. Oh my gosh, what a close by him. They went out kind of slow. Soufiane El Bakkali sat in the back a little bit with Girma, and I kind of thought it would just be the Bekele and Germa show until all of a sudden, coming down the home stretch like a freight train, was George Beamish. And he just absolutely stunned the crowd, and I'm still in awe at the performance to this day. That was great. Now, moving on to an even longer event, an event that George Beamish himself would probably never want to run as he already dislikes the 10K. We have the marathon. We saw two people steal my heart in this marathon. First off, we got to see the GOAT himself, YouTube running content creator, Yassin Abdallah, coming off of his collegiate career. He has not done a single thing except for a road 3K. The most random thing ever. Kind of went pro. You know, he's with Bandit now. And he just basically been training, apparently. And he came back and he raced the marathon. We got to see him. He was up there with the front group for a very long time. He was looking very, very good. I thought he had it. I thought he was going to snag a medal. But sadly, he faded the last 10K or so. And we saw him fall to about, I'm not sure what space. I think it was like 20th or something. And then he just absolutely chomps the track in the last straightaway. He just, oh my gosh, it looked so painful. And he absolutely ate that track. Dove in like the signature Yassin Abdallah move that it is. Another aspect of the marathon I want to talk about is that we saw a man in the race with a do-rag on. I believe his last name was Akwani. He himself, Moroccan-born, but he was representing Italia, baby. And he put on for his city. Apparently, he was the European marathon champion. I didn't even realize at that time. You know, my favorite Italian before this race was Yemen Crepa. But now, I'm an Akwani fan after seeing him absolutely dog walk that field. I thought he was going to have that gold. But the sprint finish, you know, it was cool and all. But I didn't really even care because I just saw a man with a do-rag with so much drip, so much aura, just comfortably come in third place and snag a bronze for Italia. And then he ripped off that do-rag, and we saw why he had that do-rag on. His haircut was, not going to lie, it was a little bit chopped, but bro had aura, and I'm a fan from now on. A crazy thing about that is that he actually ran for Syracuse in the days when Justin Knight was running. Back in 2018, 2019, he was in Syracuse. He ran like 28 something. He lost to Clayton Young in the 10,000 meter final of NCAAs. He lost to Clayton Young in that race, but he got his get back at the World Championship when he snagged the bronze for his country. Clayton Young looked pretty good. He did fall. Like, literally, he fell in the race, and then he fell even farther, and he got, like, 10th place, which, you know, I think he can do better. We're going to see his teammate, Conner Mantz, is going to be racing the Chicago Marathon. Can't wait to see him chop it up at Chirac. Some folks are saying that he's going to beat John Career in this race, and John Career is going for the world record, apparently. And some people are saying Conner Mantz has got it in him. Conner Mantz is going to put on for the white boys. I have a good feeling he's going to run something fast. He's going to probably break the American record. I mean, bro is just in insane shape right now if you follow the Strava. But yeah, that does it for pretty much all I got to talk about this week. I hope you enjoyed me just kind of yapping about my favorite runners at the World Championships. You know, the U.S. may not have done as good as they have in years past. Even just, I mean, it's not looking good in the distance events. I mean, we got a 5K to go. Even in sprints, they didn't do too hot, but some great performances all around. You know, part of that I think has to do with the fact that it's in September. You know, maybe they mistimed their peak a little bit. Maybe U.S. didn't exactly have it this year. Maybe the championships were too much for them. You know, it's getting harder and harder to make U.S. teams. But either way, U.S. just didn't really show out for their city. You know, we still got the 5K to go. I will be watching that. But yeah, I'm excited to see what the rest of it entails. This has been an absolutely crazy World Champs. Dare I say, one of the best in recent history. Just so many upsets, so many crazy storylines. I've enjoyed it, and you can see I've enjoyed it just by watching my TikToks. But that's enough yapping for today. I hope you've liked this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Stay tuned for next week's vlog. And that does it. Peace out.